The NBA trade deadline is almost here, and I fully expect the Chicago Bulls to be making moves. Could a move be going down with the Golden State Warriors, where this blockbuster trade idea has been floated out there, where the Bulls will be shipping LaVine, Caruso, and Torrey Craig for Klay Thompson, Moses Moody, and Jonathan Kuminga? But then also this trade idea has been floated out there with the Dallas Mavericks, where Caruso would be heading to Dallas for Josh Green and a 2026 first round pick. It is top 3 protected. But those are the two trades we are going to be diving into on today's show. And welcome in. We're going to be diving into the latest trade rumors around the Chicago Bulls, as I am still in the camp. I fully believe the Bulls will be sellers at the NBA trade deadline, or maybe it's my wishful thinking, but I really do think they will. And I also do think that would be the 100% right decision for this basketball team. But hey, with the trade deadline just around the corner, about a month away now, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. If you guys want to stay up to date with the latest around the Bulls and get the best trade coverage of every trade rumor that will be floated out there by all the NBA insiders, we will be your go-to YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button. Lock us in for the best Bulls content out there on the internet. But, all right, let's dive into the first trade idea we teased at the top of today's show. It is the Bulls-Warriors trade idea, and we've heard a lot of rumors around both ball clubs that they want to be active during the trade deadline. Woj came out and saying a couple days ago that the Bulls want to move Zach LaVine. Well, this would be a trade where they would send LaVine and Caruso and Torrey Craig, so 3 pretty high-level players on this Bulls roster, for an absolute haul where the Bulls would be getting Klay Thompson, Moses Moody, and Jonathan Kuminga. We'll dive into those 3 here in a second. But I do fully expect the Golden State Warriors to make a move at the deadline. I think they understand. They have Steph Curry, a top 10 player of all time, still a top 5 player in this league, who is still playing at an unreal level. They need to switch up this roster and give him a chance to win. So that's why I fully do believe that Golden State will make a move at that deadline, and a guy like LaVine and Caruso could really entice them to maybe ship off a lot of their main pieces, like a guy like Jonathan Kuminga, I am a big fan of his game. I'll explain why here in a second, but this is the numbers for him this season. Only playing 22.6 minutes per game. There was a report coming out that he is kind of fed up with Steve Kerr and the lack of playing time, but in those 22 minutes, he's averaging 13 points a night, shooting 50% from the field, 4.5 rebounds, obviously not the playmaker at that forward spot that you'd like him to be, but still 1.5 assists. And then obviously he does struggle shooting the ball from downtown at 27.3%. But I'm a big fan of Kuminga. And the number one reason why I am a big fan of him is because he gets fouled a lot. Now, you might be saying, well, what does that necessarily mean? I think it's a big indicator of how good a young player is if they cause cause the defender that is on them to foul them a lot. I think it just is a good indicator of saying they are tough to guard, and especially with Kuminga, who is a hyper-athletic wing, if you need to foul him to stop him from getting to the line or stop him from getting to the basket, I think it's a big kind of positive in his game. So I'm a big fan of him. Hyper-athletic, runs the floor really well, a great rim attacker, and he will be an elite defender in the NBA. Kuminga, if we could bring him to Chicago, I would absolutely be all in. But another guy that they would be getting in this deal, Klay Thompson. You guys all know Klay, 3-and-D. Klay, well, he's not really the same guy anymore, but he's still pretty damn good. I mean, averaging 17 a night. The splits aren't nearly as high as we are used to seeing with Klay Thompson, but hey, still shooting 38.4% from downtown. He does take a lot of contested shots nowadays. It just really doesn't seem like he is fully comfortable playing this season, but I would still fully, view Klay as a positive asset for a contender, and that's why I don't think the Bulls, if in this trade, if let's just say it goes down, LaVine, Caruso, Craig, for Kuminga, Moody, and Klay, I don't think they would want to keep Klay on the roster. I think they would make this trade and then maybe try to ship Klay Thompson for more first-round picks to another contender. So I would be a big fan of that side of the trade. But in terms of Klay and the fit with the Bulls, I don't think Klay would want to be here playing for a team that's not going to compete for a championship. He deserves that. He's won 4 rings. He is still an elite catch-and-shoot three-point shooter. So I think if the Bulls, if they'll pull this off, go ship Klay off somewhere else and get more draft picks. But here's another guy that I'll love to have on the Bulls. And again, the stats aren't going to blow you away, just mainly because of the lack of playing time he's getting in Golden State. And that's my man, Moses Moody. I was a big fan of him coming out of the draft. I thought he could actually be an elite two-way guard in this league. I thought he had a lot better handle overall than what we've seen in the NBA so far. But maybe we'll be able to see that with obviously more playing time that he would get if you were going to come to Chicago. But the combination of getting a guy like Moses Moody and Jonathan Kuminga, it would just add more elite 3-and-D players where obviously they still need to develop their game. But if they would ever fill out, they would be absolutely fantastic, man. So this was the trade that we did show you guys at the top of the show. Zach LaVine, Alex Caruso, Torrey Craig heading to the Bay Area, and the Bulls would be getting back Klay Thompson, Moses Moody, and Jonathan Kuminga. Would you accept this trade? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. A for accept, or give me a D for decline. Coming up here in just a second, Alex Caruso, could he be heading to the Dallas Mavericks? We're going to be breaking it down and seeing if it would be a good idea for the Bulls to move off kind of the superstar role player that Caruso's turned out to be. But at first, I got to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, and that is Factor. And if you guys head to factormeals.com/NBAchat50, you will get 50% off. I love Factor, and the best part about Factor is that you get to forget your frantic lunch preps and rush dinners. Factor's 2-minute meals are your secret weapon in the new year. Fuel up fast with restaurant-quality meals, all delivered right to your door. Factor now offers loads of snack options like breakfast smoothies, juices, snacks, and more to keep me going no matter what's on the schedule. Skip the overpriced takeout trap. Factor is cheaper and way more delicious than takeout. Get chef-crafted restaurant-quality meals delivered right to your door. They're ready to heat up and eat in just 2 minutes, which means more time for you. Need a special occasion meal? Gourmet Plus is the perfect solution if you're looking for fast, upscale options done easily. When things get hectic, Factor's flexible. Change your order up every week with plans from 4 to 18 meals per week, or pause or reschedule your deliveries every time. I love Factor. I use it pretty much almost every night when I do get off work here. Just put it in the microwave for 2 minutes. It's fantastic. I love the loaded bacon shredded chicken. That's one of my favorite meals to make. I love Factor. You guys will too. I'll make sure to put that link for you guys in the comment section and description of today's show. Pick your pre-made meals, prepped and cooked to perfection, and all you got to do is heat, eat, and enjoy. Factormeals.com/NBAchat50. Get hooked up today. Now, let's talk about it. The Bulls, Mavs, blockbuster trade idea that could go down at the NBA trade deadline. It would be the Mavericks trading for Alex Caruso, and the Bulls would be receiving Josh Green and a 2026 first-round pick that is top 3 protected. But with the Mavs being as good as they are and obviously having Luka, I never expect them to be drafted inside the top 3. But in terms of Caruso, contenders will be calling for Alex Caruso. There is no doubt about it. Before I actually hopped in the studio, one of my coworkers here said, Caruso is just the definition of a confetti guy. And if you guys don't know what that means, it's like he is one of those players that will win at the highest level. You can see him hoisting the Billy O.B. trophy, any given year just because of the brand of winning basketball he plays. So that's why I do fully expect contenders will be calling the Chicago Bulls and viewing Caruso as maybe that icing on the cake that could get them over the hump. But the guy that the Bulls would be getting back would be this man right here, Josh Green. And I'm a big fan of Josh Green. Super athletic guy. Super athletic. He could really turn into one of the better defenders in the league. It all comes down to want and desire with him because he has all the physical attributes. But this year, and especially as of lately with the Mavs, he's been playing great. I think he's a really good role player to have around obviously a huge offensive-centric player like Kyrie and Luka, how they both are. And I think Josh Green fits in really well, but 6.6 points per game, 2.5 assists, 2.8 rebounds. And the overall thing with guys like Green, Kuminga, and Moody is like, yes, they may not be putting up unreal numbers with their respective teams right now, but if they come to Chicago where they would have an increased role, I obviously think these numbers will go up, and I think their overall development will increase as well. So I'm a fan of Josh Green, and honestly, I'm a fan of this trade. If this was a trade that was offered to me where the Bulls, obviously you're giving up Caruso. I hate it too. I love Caruso, but I do think Caruso deserves to be going and playing for a contender. He doesn't deserve to be stuck in the Windy City. We're going to be max playing in a play-in tournament game and then getting bounced in the first round in 4 or 5. Like, I think this team, be self-aware, understand that this kind of group and just this overall big 3, it's done, it's over. Accumulate draft picks, accumulate young talent at this deadline, and start pivoting to this rebuild. I think it's the best move for the Bulls. But will Alex Caruso be traded at the deadline? Give me a Y for yes or give me an M for no down in the comment section. I think he will be. I think a contender is going to get desperate and toss a lot out there for Mr. Alex Caruso, so I think he will be traded. But if you disagree, let me know also down below. As always, guys, make sure you are subscribed. Last call, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Trade deadline a month away, so make sure you guys hit that sub button. Stay up to date with the latest rumors, and we'll see y'all next time. Go Bulls.